Today, I will thoroughly analyze who is the professional in love among the member of Stray Kids, who is skilled in love and good at flirting with women. Conversely, who is only clumsy in love. As always, I will give a detailed fortune telling using Western astrology and numerology, so I hope you will watch until the end. Clumsy types who can it be called professionals in love. Let's put aside the lowest 8th place for now and start with 7th place. In 7th place is Sunmin. Sunmin's flirting skill is rated 30 out of 100. Some of you might have thought, I knew it. I think it's safe to say that Sunmin is the type who is completely unrelated to the games of love and clever pickup lines. His serious nature and deep affection, since his spirit of service is strongly expressed in love. He is the type to convey his feelings sincerely and devotedly once he falls in love. So I don't think he would casually flirt with women just because he thinks she is nice. Such a sincere personality is both Sunmin's strength and asset. He wants to have a long-lasting relationship. Sunmin is likely to say the following, if it's okay with you.
I want to be your biggest supporter from now on. Is it all right if I stay next to you?
It may not be flashy, but you can feel Sunmin's sincerity and his determination to take responsibility for his relationships. That's quite a statement. I really think it's wonderful how his seriousness and sincerity on the inside are fully reflected in his appearance. Next is 6th place. 6th place is Han. The persuasion skill score is 45 points. Han tends to think things over in his head before taking action due to his intelligence in negative simulations. For example, what if I get rejected? While I keep repeating thoughts like I don't want to be seen as strange, he might miss out on opportunities. Also, by overanalyzing the other person, he might become paranoid, thinking they seem nice. It is quite possible that his usual tendency to analyze things comes out in a negative way. Han is generally not very skilled at navigating romantic situations. People with this kind of calmness like Han, it may take a considerable amount of time for them to take action. However, because he is not very skilled, once they open his heart to someone, they cherish that person sincerely and consider them one of a kind. At first, I thought he was a cool and clumsy person who didn't express much affection, but after becoming lovers, he has opened his heart to a lover, and the gap between how he was at first and how he is now is very charming. I think Han would confess like this.
Honestly, I don't know what the right thing to say is in times like this. But when I'm with you, I can't be my usual self.
Han's weapon is the genuine feelings, hidden within his clumsiness, free of lies. It's true for everything, but the genuine feelings really resonate with the other person's heart. Some may think that it's impossible to understand genuine feelings, but I believe that's not the case. Humans have a sensor that detects genuine feelings, and especially women have a highly developed ability to intuitively understand men's true feelings. So even if someone is not good with words or usually doesn't speak much, I think Han, who said something like this, can definitely capture a woman's heart. Next is 5th place. 5th place goes to Felix. The persuasion skill score is 65 points, so I score above average. And I'm definitely not bad at flirting, just at a normal level. Anyway, I think Felix pays a lot of attention to the partner of the woman he likes. He is good at researching the partner's preferences and situation in detail, and he tries to be perfect for them to win her affection. He aims to show affection through kindness and dedication, rather than using words to flirt or confess his feelings. He is the type who moves the other person's heart with his devoted demeanor and sincere attitude. It is unlikely that he would impulsively fall in love with someone or confess his feelings. As I mentioned earlier, the first step is for him to research the other person. For example, the person you are interested in may already be in a relationship. He will likely approach it with the power and passion he already possesses, and he should say something like this.
I can tell that you're trying too hard. You don't have to put in any effort in front of me. Please relax.
This is quite moving, or rather, it will be touching, because Felix really pays attention to her. She can simultaneously feel Felix's kindness. Next is 4th place. From here on, I'm completely good at flirting. Well, this type is quite skilled at romance. So compared to Felix in 5th place, with a flirting score of 65, this member suddenly jumps to a high score of 80. Now, let's announce the 4th place. The 4th place is Changbin. What's wonderful about Changbin is that he confidently expresses his feelings without hiding his love for himself. Just the fact that he conveyed his feelings so boldly, without worrying about the opinions of those around him, is enough to make one happy, don't you think? I think many women feel that straightforward expressions of affection, like Changbin's, are nice. However, if a man who lacks charm expresses his feelings too directly, it can be quite annoying. In Changbin's case, his inherent charisma and exceptional charm that attracts people serve as a powerful asset. Changbin seems to view love as a major event in life. That's why he has strong feelings about this event. Let's definitely enjoy this event. What should I do to make that happen? How about doing a surprise? What can I do to make the other person happy? If he is going to confess, he should try to make them as happy as possible. So, he guessed he would confess like this.
The heroine of my life can only be you. Make me the happiest person in the world.
This is something that makes the listener feel embarrassed. It's a bit funny, and when I think back on it, I might turn red from embarrassment, but I say this boldly. It's impressive that Changbin can say this without any shame. That's wonderful, and if someone were to say something like this, I don't think I'll ever forget. Even when I'm 80 or 90 years old. He said this to me when I was 25. I believe I will remember it until I die. Changbin's character and passion make for the best pickup lines. In general, Changbin is good at flirting and can create a nice romantic atmosphere, as well as confess his feelings. Next, we will announce the top 3. The 3rd place is Hyunjin. The score is 90 points. Even with 90 points, it's still 3rd place. I wonder what kind of amazing people the remaining 2 are. Now, let me explain about Hyunjin, who is in 3rd place. Hyunjin is incredibly good at creating a romantic atmosphere in one-on-one situations. I really want to emphasize this. Hyunjin is very good at sensing what the other person wants and making them feel dreamy with sweet words and a gentle attitude. This is not something he does on purpose. It's just his natural personality. Many men with the sun sign Pisces are good at this. Women with the sun sign Pisces are also skilled. When in a large group, they may not stand out much, but the moment they are one-on-one with someone of the opposite sex, they suddenly switch on and exude a charm that allows them to speak eloquently. This is the natural talent of Pisces individuals. Hyunjin also has this talent. For example, and I only thought of him as just a friend. I started to like him from the time we walked home together. As you all probably already know, Hyunjin possesses a fragile charm that makes us hard to ignore. This also has a positive effect. He is a genius who tickles the desire to protect this person. Hyunjin can naturally use such wonderful romantic techniques, and his killer line at the right moment is something like this.
I want to know more about you. Won't you tell me the real you that no one else knows?
This really tickles a woman's desire for self-expression. Hyunjin shows a genius talent in love, but there are also potential fatal mistakes. That will be his indecisiveness. Even though he is dating someone, he might feel bad about rejecting advances from other women who are actively pursuing him. Out of a kindness that feels apologetic, he might end up in a relationship with someone he is not really interested in. He does not intend to do anything wrong and does not want to hurt his lover. From her perspective, he is just a cheater. Please be careful, Hyunjin. Next is in 2nd place. 2nd place goes to Reno. The charm score is 95 points. To be honest, Reno is not the type to flirt with words. The atmosphere Reno has and his intense gaze are used to draw others in. That's Reno's way. Reno has a seductive charm that captivates women's hearts, and on top of that, there's a dominant power as well. Being dominant means having that energy to captivate women. So, I think that the combination of sexy charm and dominant power means that once he sets his sights on a target, they will never let it escape. And as I mentioned earlier, even without saying much, he can show it in fleeting moments through his gentle feelings, passion, attitude, and intense gaze. Women will be captivated by Reno. falling into a deep obsession. I believe the charm, or rather, the magic, of Reno is already well known to all the fans. It's just that Reno is so good at making the opponent get stuck, so it can't be helped. It's only natural, I suppose. In Reno's case, it's not about speaking a lot. It's about taking the opponent from a noisy place to a quiet one. I think they would say something like this after staring into that person's eyes.
We finally have some time alone together.
This can be described as a genius level ability to flirt, because it's not just the words themselves, but Reno's ability to create this situation, and everything comes together: the gaze, the atmosphere. This time, I will evaluate a potentially fatal mistake that Reno tends to make, which is being overly possessive. Reno's love makes the other person feel suffocated due to jealousy, possessiveness, and a sense of being bound. Well, there's nothing that can be done about this. We have no choice but to give up. Indeed, everything has both positive and negative aspects. It's the same with the relationship with Reno. As I mentioned earlier, you will wholeheartedly accept the Reno's affection, the emotion of being shown a deep love. That makes my body tingle with joy, at the same time as savoring that, the suffocating feeling of having to fully accept this heavy love, a sense of suffocation and stagnation. This comes as a set. It's impossible to try to enjoy only the good side of one. These two are a set, so love can only be established by accepting both. Next, we will announce the first place winner. At this point, there are 2 members remaining. This is Banshin and IN. One of them is in first place. Which one could it be? The announcement of the first place. The first place is Banshin. Were your predictions correct, everyone? To be honest, you could say that Banshin is a natural-born expert in romance. The reason is that he can treat women as special without even trying. There are people like that from time to time, aren't there? Especially Banshin has a strong Libra element as his sun sign, and there is a man with similar behavior to Banshin, who is also a Libra. When observing that man, I noticed that he remembers things the woman said previously, and brings them up in the next conversation. For example, you said you liked lace the other day. I found it at the convenience store when I came here. It's like saying I bought it on my way here. Banshin is able to casually hand over a pack of lace to the other person. A woman who experiences something like this will remember that trivial comment I made. This person remembered me. Not only that, but I think they treated me as special by bringing something for me. I feel like they might have a little affection for me, and that makes me happy. I don't think there is a woman who wouldn't be happy about this. What makes Banshin special is that he can do this so naturally. That's wonderful. He is gentlemanly towards everyone and can easily break down the walls in others' hearts with enjoyable conversation, with a natural brightness and sense of humor. It's likely that by the time you realize it, you are already caught up in Bankhan's pace. Moreover, he is exceptionally skilled at timing the push and pull. Banshin understands instinctively when to push and when to pull back, so he doesn't push too hard and scare the other person away, nor does he pull back so much that he comes off as cold and uninterested. In moments when it really matters, Banshin would likely say something like this as a pickup line.
It's fun to be with everyone, but the joy of being with you is something entirely different.
Banshin has certainly experienced fatal failures in love. That stems from the consideration I mentioned earlier, that the woman said she likes lace, so he is going to buy it for her. Banshin is capable of such thoughtfulness, but actually, he does similar things for other women as well. He has also bought Pringles for another woman, so if the woman I truly care about finds out about that, I thought he was only buying me the lace, but he was buying Pringles for other women too. He is just kind to everyone. I'm not special after all. I can't trust someone who's nice to everyone like him. There is a possibility that the shutter of her heart can suddenly close. And that's understandable. If you're kind to everyone, it's only natural that people might think you're a flirt who is nice to various people. This isn't Bang Chan's fault. It's an unconscious kindness. However, it would be a waste to lose someone truly important because of this. In reality, there will be times when Banshin needs to focus his kindness at critical moments and a special person. Next, let's talk about people who are skilled at love and romance. I will evaluate IN, who is ranked last at 8th place. I hope you don't misunderstand me, but I'm not saying that he doesn't have feelings of love for people. It's just that he is not good at romantic games, clingy relationships, or emotional exchanges. Rather, it's more like it's on the extension of friendship. Is it possible that the very concept of flirting doesn't exist in IN's mind? IN's sun sign is Aquarius, and Aquarians often transition from friends to lovers. Aquarians can prefer a natural pattern where they fall in love as an extension of friendship. Not only that, but IN also adds a seriousness and a tendency towards stability. Therefore, there is even more resistance to the tactics of romance and flirting with women. In a sense, when a man tries to woo a woman, a hierarchical relationship arises there. If a man awkwardly steps out and asks a woman for a favor or seeks her approval, a hierarchical relationship develops, and that in itself is something that feels uncomfortable. Or rather, what I dislike is IN, when he wants to get close to someone he likes on equal terms. So, he would say, "Let's go out together." It's more like IN, to spend time together and gradually get closer through conversations. Of course, he will properly confess my feelings to the woman he fell in love. He would say something like this:
I don't really understand how to use words like love, but I want to be with you forever.
This is a phrase that conveys sincerity, and I believe it's a word that comes from the heart. I think it touches the heart because he can tell he is expressing his love to the best of his ability, even if he is clumsy.